That to you guys on this fine Wednesday. We are live all over. We're on YouTube, which is our primary destination. We're on Twitch and we're on Facebook. So shout out to anybody coming from wherever you guys are coming from to check this thing out. Hey, it's the day after the biggest election of our lifetimes, and we're here to talk about it. Hopefully this is going to work out correctly. I've got no idea if it will or not, but we will soon find out. Shout out to the people coming in from the YouTube side. Appreciate y'all. Hope you guys are having a good day. And let me make sure that everything is just working correctly. So what I'm doing is a major stress test on my computer. Multi-streaming to 3 different platforms. I've got gameplay opened up right this second as well too. And I'm also live streaming in, I think, like 60 frames per second. So these are all big stressors for a computer. And I need to stress test this thing to the max. And there it is. Joseph Watson over on the Facebook page. Shout out to you. I remember you very well. Hope that things are going well for you, and appreciate you swinging through here, man. Like I said, day after the election, did it go the way that you wanted it to? I uploaded a video yesterday on YouTube talking about I got the opportunity to vote for the first time in my life yesterday. Being a convicted felon, voting for a convicted felon, prolific is what it was. Jeremy, what's going on with you on the Facebook side as well? Shout out to everybody on the YouTube side, especially because that's where we get a lot of our viewership from. Curtis, I see you right there. Kevin, big ups to you. Wolfman, Power Toys, Coach, what's going on? Billy McFly, what's going on with you? To everybody up in here. Hope you guys are having a good one. Rest in pieces, what's going on? Craig, I see you over there on the Facebook side as well. Hey, if you're looking at us on the Twitch side, say hello. I'd like to see if this multi-stream chat is working. I've still got the chat from the last live stream. I was literally just live on Twitch 2 seconds ago. Silverside, yep, what's going on, man? So what I didn't realize was I was streaming in 720p, which is not good. That's like a Nintendo DS type of quality right there. Mark says, I got a felon friend who wanted to know how to get his rights back to vote. Is that even possible? It is absolutely possible. I got my rights restored. It depends on what state they're in, whichever state that you're in. But one of the big stipulations in the state of Virginia is you have to have successfully completed probation and or parole. And then once you've done that, then you need to get in contact with your local governor and write them a letter. And that's how you go about that. Hey, I've successfully completed probation and parole. Yeah, I'm a felon, but I'd like to get my rights back. Yeah, man. Mark says free shirt. Free shirt. My shirt? Anyways. Power Toy says time to go rebuild. Yeah, man, for sure. I know that there's a lot of people who feel who are Democratic, who watch After Prison Show. I'm not making this thing. I don't want to make this thing super political, but today's a big day. You know, I mean, I stayed up all night last night watching all of this unfold. Watched the speech at 1:30 in the morning. All the people that got up there and talked. It's pretty incredible. So, pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Hey, I said that I wasn't going to be doing these live streams as much over here on YouTube. This is basically like my kicking the bobo, but I'm here. It's a big day. It's an important topic. I feel like, you know, it's definitely worth addressing. I just filmed a video today talking about what actually happens when you become a felon. And that's a big part of this whole conversation as well, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who have no idea what all you lose when you become a felon. Yeah, man. Shout out to you guys taking the time. And let me just make my rounds real quick to see how everything is going. I want to go to the Facebook side. Let's go over here. And let's go to lives. Okay, now come on. You should be telling me that I'm live at the very least. Oh, there it is right there. Shout out to the 6 people, prolific amount of people over here on the Facebook side. And, this Facebook page is absolutely shadow banned. So I've basically just turned this thing into a free-for-all. I did everything that I needed to do, at least I feel like I did, to try to get this page back in good standing with Facebook, but it just didn't work out. So there's that. Tar says, did you get your right to own firearms restored? I did not, but I can. I should have already done it, but I was really close to doing it. But then, of course, life happened and I just, didn't pursue it. But I'm getting ready to do that now. And I should absolutely be able to get my firearm rights restored because I know other people who have. And I've actually helped other people get their firearm rights restored, which is crazy to think. I've helped people get their gun rights back and I ain't even got mine. But legitimately, all I have to do is go to court with a couple of character reference letters and go talk to a judge and tell him, I set a court date. I could get a lawyer if I wanted to. And just tell him, hey, I'm an upstanding member of society, a superstar celebrity, somewhat the face of the nation, I'm sorry. I get so carried away with it, but I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to turn after prison show into gun talk. Yeah. Joseph says he cannot file for firearms. I know different states probably are different ways about it. But in the state of Virginia, like I said, I've written character reference letters for guys, and they've gotten their rights restored. I should be able to do it, but you never know. They could deny me, and then that would be a crazy thing. Then I just go out there and load up on golf clubs and melee weapons, right? What can a felon actually own? A black powder muzzle loader? Is that what it's called? I don't even know. What if I go out there and get everything that I can get? Folks, I've seen semi-automatic crossbows. Could you imagine the implications? I turned this joint into Red Dead Redemption, which is actually kind of interesting to think about. Tar says, just don't show them offing people in games. Skip that part, LOL. Yeah, that is actually that's a valid statement right there. But shout out to the 7 people over here on the Facebook side. I cannot tell you how important you guys are. Appreciate you being up in here. If you are here on the Facebook side, please leave a comment. I'd love to say hello to you. If you're here on the Twitch side, same thing. Please leave a comment. Love to say hello to you. And if you're on the YouTube side, hey, y'all do me a favor and just start tapping that screen too. Sorry, that's a TikTok thing, which is wild. I can't multi-stream on TikTok. TikTok, for whatever reason, is one of the hardest platforms to live stream on. I do it. I do some NPC action over there. I've gotten pretty good at it. But yeah, man. All right, so anyway, since we got the 218 up in here, folks, let's go ahead and move on to what we're getting ready to do. Let me tell you a story. I went to the P.O. box this morning. Let me not leak any addresses. I ain't got but 3 things, so this ain't going to take very long at all. Anyways, before we get into opening up this mail from awesome people who sent things, no idea what this is going to be. Even got a whole letter right here. I haven't gotten a letter in a long time, man, and that's a really cool feeling right there. But before we get into this, I have to share a story with y'all. Folks, I literally just got another parking ticket this morning. I don't even know why I leave the house. Man. So I go out this morning. I'm thinking about going and filming some stuff and, whatever. I got all my gear with me. I'm ready to go do some herb exploring. And I'm like, you know what? Hey, I need to go to the P.O. box. Somebody had said that they had sent something. They said that it was there. Jen Kim, if you're up in here, shout out to you. Marie, shout out to you being on both platforms, double dipping right there. David, what's good? Shout out to you being in my hometown, Pistol City, Portsmouth, which I absolutely despise this city. First thing smoking, I'm getting up out of here. I got to go. Okay. I think about this a lot. Like, I don't even know how I ended up here. I was flipping houses here. You know, I respected the city because I was helping to build it up with the houses that I was flipping. And then I moved to probably the absolute best part of this city, if not the best, one of the best parts. But I don't like this place. I don't like the local government, the corruption in that, the highest personal property tax is here. And then it's just a lot of, it's a lot of tomfoolery. The only way that I can say it without, cussing. But anyways, I go to the P.O. box this morning. I go to the post office. I come out. I'm in the post office for 2 minutes, 5 at the most. I come out and guess what? I got a parking person writing me a ticket saying you didn't put no money in the meter. I said, dude, I was in there for 2 minutes. He said, well, I'm already printing the ticket. Buddy got the printer on the hip. I can't tell you how freaking annoyed I was with that situation. Literally got another parking ticket. I've got like 6 of them outstanding right now that I'm never going to pay. And I was pretty pissed off about that. I guess he told me that he had already printed the ticket so that, there was no getting out of it. And I'm not trying to say that, I deserve any type of, favoritism or special treatment, but nobody is putting money in the freaking meter to run into the post office to grab their mail. Nobody does that. I was the only car there, so of course, he had to do that. And then, I really wanted to have a moment with him, but I didn't. So anyways, needless to say, going to the P.O. box this morning, I ended up getting a freaking parking ticket. Playing Indy says, if you don't pay your parking tickets here, you go to jail for 60 days per ticket. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know that couldn't happen to me here. I'm just not paying them until I absolutely have to. And I'm, pretty freaking how you go to the post office and there's freaking meters out there. And, it's crazy because I'm trying to justify this saying, well, I was on the side street of the post office. There were no cars there. So I'm literally right in front of the post office, but I'm on the side street of the post office building and there's meters there, right? I parked in the spot. I didn't pay the meter. I ran in, but on the front where you can park right in front of the post office, there's also meters there too. So it's not like I wasn't anywhere where I shouldn't have been. I was in there for 2 to 5 minutes, long enough to grab my mail. There was nobody even in there. Buddy wrote me a $25 parking ticket over a 25-cent parking meter. It's Neanderthals. It's freaking crazy. Anyways, we're going to get into this mail time and see what's going on. Just got out Saturday. Hey, Eric, what's going on with you, man? Shout out to you. How long did you do? What were you in for, and what's your game plan, man? I remember that right before I got released, I had the idea to come home and do prison-related videos, at least sharing my experience of what it was like. But I was also, I was toying with this idea of writing a book, and not really a book about my experience, but more so a book featuring everybody that I was locked up with who was going home before me. So what I did was I started questioning people when they were getting ready to get released, like the day before. I had 10 questions that I would ask them, and I wrote them down, and I had a an ex-girlfriend that threw away everything that would have been like an NFT to me at this point, just unbelievably valuable, like a Bitcoin is a better way to say it. Have you seen the price of that today? What do you think Bitcoin's price would have been like had Kamala won? Huh. It's just a interesting point to mention to spur some conversation here. But hey, David, appreciate you, man. Enjoying the show. Rock with APS and the merch. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate that, man. It means a lot coming from the Facebook side of things because there's a lot of people on the Facebook side who don't know my face personally. They just see some of those videos. And then again, that page particularly is shadow banned. So out of 250,000 people that followed it at one point, we can't even reach 10 over there these days. But I still keep throwing shit at the wall over there, hoping that it'll stick at some point. And, whatever. But again, I would ask these dudes before they got released a couple of questions. What's your game plan when you get released? What do you think your chance of making it is? That was one of the biggest questions. And I'll never forget this one guy. Damn it, man, I wish I remembered his name. Bald-headed dude, worked out all the time. Cool guy. I asked him this. He got out before me. I said, what do you think your chances of making it are? And he told me, he was like, man, I already got 1 foot back in the prison. I said, damn, that's crazy. And he weren't lying neither. He ended up getting out. I got out. And somewhere down the line, a couple of years later, he ended up getting locked up and caught like 15 freaking years. So that shit was wild to me. Joe, what's going on? Joe 2.0. Okay. That took me a minute to read that. Government trying to get them pennies. My local government, so corrupt. I said that my vote didn't even matter yesterday. I voted for Donald Trump. I've been rocking with Trump since the first time that he got elected, but I always kept my political beliefs to myself, and I don't try to impose my political beliefs on anybody else. I'm just telling you me personally. I'm giving you guys a little bit more of me. I decided to start talking about politics because it was such an important election this year. It was very important. And I could go really deep with that. But I said that my vote didn't matter because I live in the state of Virginia, which is only one of the few states that actually voted blue. Frickin' Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Georgia, North Carolina, all red wave this time. But Virginia, and we got cities like Virginia Beach that did vote red. But not only did my state vote blue, but my local city did too. So I'm out there in the, what were they trying to call that thing yesterday? The blue storm, the blue, I can't remember what they called it. But anyways, yeah, smoking, you better bet it, man. James, what's going on? Just got home from going out. Trump train, you better bet it, man. I can't remember where I was going with all of that. Oh, but yeah, so my state is blue. My city is blue. I live in the most impoverished, one of the most impoverished cities in my state. Government super corrupt. We've got a whole ass casino bringing in upwards of $20 million per month. And yet we still have the highest personal property tax in my area, in my state, 7%. And I need to correct that. It's not the highest personal property tax. It's tied with the highest county that has the same exact personal property tax. And that's one of the richest counties in the state, if not in the country. We all sorts of backwards here. We're the walking backwards man from that movie. Damn it, man, with Tom Green. What was the name of that movie? Oh, the blue fart in the wind. That's what it was exactly, that too. Oh shit, you know what? I ain't even looking on what the hell is going on? I got all this shit in my way. I am not seeing. the super chats coming through. And why am I not? I got the multi-stream on. You know what I probably should have done? I got to go look at that. Anyways, I'm getting ready to get up into this mail. Let me pull it up right here. At the very least, I can get it right here. Dude, I missed all of that. Sorry about that. Amazing 3DG. Shout out to you, man. Glad to see a live stream. Damn, sorry. I was looking at a multi-chat, which was not showing the donations. But that's awesome of you right there. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. Joe McBride, shout out to you. Welcome to the Broke Wing. Appreciate you. YouTube and Twitch are where we get our donations at. So if you hear me saying anything like that on the Facebook side, that's what I'm talking about. I guess I'm just going to move around. I can see all of the chats using the multi-chat. Ain't it, Chief? Ain't it at all? There we go. All right, cool deal. Got everything pulled up. Hope the quality on this is good. Yeah, man. Alan says, our property tax is outrageous. I had a construction company for 17 years. We had so many stupid taxes. I don't know what B&O tax plus to pull the permits. Oh, yeah. Plus federal and state taxes. I spent $1,100 a year on my house tax. I spend $1,500 a year on my truck tax in my city. Hey, yo, what's going on? Shout out to you for that. Thank you right there. I appreciate that. You guys are too kind. Coffee says Bitcoin could hit 100K by the end of December. I watched what Bitcoin did yesterday or last night, and that thing was going up. So that was pretty cool to see. I'm no longer in Bitcoin. I wish that I was, though. I had me a whole ass Bitcoin at like 35,000 a couple of years ago. And man, that would have been a nice little lick right there at this point. But anyways, man, hey, if y'all would hit that like button for me, that would be greatly appreciated. On the Facebook side as well, if you guys don't mind. I know we got 5 people up in here. David says, sounds like Joe for mayor. I don't really know much about the local mayor that we have in my city, so I don't really have no issue with him. I know my entire local government, city managers, I know that there's a lot of corruption, especially on the city manager side. Actually, the whole damn thing, to be honest, because we've gone through like 4 city managers in like 4 years, and some of those stories that surround them with severance packages are freaking ridiculous. One of them, city manager, probably ain't even making $50,000 a year, had a severance package and some kind of a contract that said that if they got fired within the first 2 years, they were still entitled to this payout. And it was like a $200,000 payout that they got. It was the craziest damn thing. Heroic says 8K in property tax in California. You know, look at some of those blue states. California, my state. And my state ain't nowhere near what California is, but man, them states is third world countries. All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and get up into some mail time. Sean says, do you still talk to the junk removal guy? Not as much, but I mean, I still rock with him. I just haven't talked to him in a while. He's still my buddy. As a convicted felon, I can't have this. I can have this. B&O tax is like a railroad tax. Yeah, I've never heard of that. All right, folks, we're going to open up this first package right here. This came from Amazon, APS Joe. Brian says, what do you think about North Korea? What should the answer to that be? I don't give a damn what side you're on. What should the answer to that one be? I've seen videos from people in North Korea, which I don't even know how you can get into North Korea, have a phone over there, because when you're over there, you have to be with an escort, I've seen. Like somebody has to escort you around. But this dude on TikTok had his phone and was able to film a video. The escort had to leave him at a location to wait for another escort to come get him, and he was left in a just completely closed down airport. They showed him shopping, and it was like, it didn't even look real. It looked like they were just putting on for him being there. Mark says, send you cash next time, Joe. Shit. Yo, who sent me this? Hey, who sent me this? Aaron, shout out to you, man. Congratulations to the country. The country won last night. Yo, man. Damn, look at that. Hey, that's really cool right there. Somebody sent me and it's a wireless controller too. Man, hey, I need that in my life because I got this janky old controller right here that don't even really work. Appreciate that. I'm going to leave that right there. I got a card in here, a gift receipt. Oh, it was Jin Kim. That's who I thought. Well, I didn't know this was coming from them, but put the grass in the wastebasket. From Jin Kim. Wait a minute. Put the grass in the wastebasket. Put the grass in the wastebasket. What does that even mean? Is that not what this is? Put the grass. No, this thing's factory sealed. This is factory sealed. Put the grass in the waste. I feel like that's code for something. Oh, no, it is the controller. Hell yeah, man. Appreciate that, Jin Kim. Thank you very much. Funny Game says someone should send you some icy white honey buns. I had one out here. I ate it. I do got me some butt naked honey buns out here, though. You got to keep things on deck. It's an election year. You can't never go nowhere without the chicken flavor. Got to keep that in the back pocket, the old prison suitcase, if you will. And then you got to keep a tuna pouch on deck. You never know, man. You got to be ready to bug out at any moment. So, oh, you're right. Playing indies. That's exactly what they meant. My grass cutting video game, which I don't have installed on this computer because I had to wipe the whole computer and then reload it. And that took 10 hours. 10 hours to delete everything off of the computer and reload everything. Who would have knew? And then lose everything in the process. Now, everyday winning, I am seeing it now. I'm paying attention. Sorry if I missed anything. I'm here for it now, though, and I've gone back as far as I can go back. Pumpkin Patch says beta men for Harris. Yeah, it was a weird flex. I ain't gonna lie. Personally, oh shit, get down there on that chat. Get down there on that chat. Personally, when I looked at who was campaigning for Trump, I mean, look, I was already on Trump anyways. I looked at how the country was during his last presidency, and things were a hell of a lot better back then than they'd been in the last 4 years. And for Kamala to be campaigning on what she would do, which was nothing, okay? She would do whatever she was told to do if she won, and everybody saw that and knew that. But there was no way to separate yourself from what had already been. What was her saying? Let's undo what has been to Hasbro. How did she say it? Hasbro's a children's toy company. Let's unburden ourselves with I can't even remember the freaking Yahtzee puzzle she was saying out there. But when I looked at who was campaigning for Trump, the likes of Elon Musk, a freaking genius. Joe Rogan endorsed him late. And then when I looked at who was campaigning for Kamala, I don't know what that is. Computer's acting a little wild. you had the likes of a Cardi B. And I just couldn't get jiggy with that. I couldn't get jiggy with that at all. And she couldn't even formulate her own damn thoughts. Let's be unburdened from what has been new After Prison Show merch on the way. Coffee says you could run for mayor in your city. So let me tell you a funny thing about that. I just filmed a video today about what it means to actually be a felon. Like what happens when you become a felon. That's the biggest thing. And do you know, according to the internet, that as a felon, you cannot run for government office? Who'd have frickin' thunk it? Who'd have frickin' thunk it? But yeah, man, I mean, I would if I could. I mean, shit, Trump did it. Shout out to that, man. If you was a felon, you had to vote for Trump. Okay? All right, this one's coming to us from Georgia. Shout out to Georgia. That was a big swing state, battleground state. And this is from Ernest. I think I know what this is. This knife is also as dull can be. But I do got a prison shank right here. Yeah, man, got to keep a shank on deck. That's got a little bit more of an edge to it. I say that, and then it can't even cut through tape. Don't cut your fingers. Show some blood, they will shut you down. Yeah, they will. How's everybody doing today, man? Shout out to you for rocking with me. It's a very important day today. You know, and what influenced my particular vote outside of the fact of what things were like before, I've got a 2-year-old son. I got to look in his face and feel like I did everything that I could do to help protect his future. And you know what was crazy? Is Elon was the first person to say that if Kamala won, this might be the last election ever. It's funny that Oprah got up there and said the same damn thing about Trump. But she did probably a little too late. So who the hell knows? Alex, I'm from Seattle, and all the Russians I know voted for Trump. Yeah, man, Seattle's another one of them weirdo freaking areas, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Seattle. It's a beautiful place, but I mean, it's a freaking third world country. $20,000 a month for an apartment there. You got an Amazon website rainforest biodome for a break room for Amazon employees, but you go a block down the street and you're in freaking Beirut. It's the craziest damn thing, man. It's the craziest damn thing. McFly, you better bet it, man. You better bet it. We got 2 people on Facebook. I figured that probably would end up happening. But you know what? We're still live over here. Shout out to everybody on the Twitch side. We're actually going viral right now on Twitch. That's freaking ridiculous. we got 13 people. I'm kidding. I do that on TikTok all the time. I'll be like, folks, we've got the D, but we got the CEO of Sony Records watching right now. I actually stole that line from another guy. Just say anything. Ernest, what we got right here? Let's go ahead and open this up. Not leak an address. All right. There we go. His nor mine. Wait, I guess it's the P.O. box. Do it ASMR like. Y'all ain't for that. Tattoo Steven, what's going on with you? Seattle turned crazy. Used to be a decent place. Seattle's beautiful, man. I mean, beautiful. The whole West Coast is a beautiful freaking place. What happened? All right. Got us a little bubble wrap right there. And a letter. Now, this letter is going to hit extremely different because this is, in fact, what I thought that it was. And it's addressed to not only me, but who knows? Maybe this will cause us to go on a bit of an Easter egg hunt. All right, so let's go ahead and Actually, you know what? We'll read the letter first, and then we'll see what it is. That sounds like the better way to do this. All right. All right. There's one letter. What is this letter? Sometimes people write me, and they'll be like, please read this offline. Okay, this one seems pretty good. This says, hey, Joe, salutes and greetings from Atlanta, APS Army. Shout out to you, man. Hoping prayers to you and yours that all is well, considering the challenging time of uncertainty that many are currently facing and undergoing in these trying best of worst of times. I'm glad you were able to get another P.O. box because the items were something I made back when you and Tom were working together. I had high hopes and aspirations for you both and still do, in fact. Unfortunate things don't always go as planned. Just the same, here's a little something from my skilled trade set to you. I'm sending Tom's. Maybe at some point you can get it to him. That's actually a great idea. What if? I'm about to send them to my homeboy Banky. Hell yeah, shout out to Banky too, man. He's from my era and hometown, D.C. I've been rocking with Banky. Thanks to you, Joe. Shout out. Still down with APS Army as well. Keep doing what you do. P.S. I included my business cards and number anytime. IG. I've been working, creating, building my brand, Creative E-Concepts. Give me a concept. I'll wrap my creativity around it personally. Hope to one day get to talk with you personally, design and create some merch for you specifically. Hey, I'm open to that idea. Until peace, Ernest Creative E-Concepts, and he left his contact information. Hell yeah. And let's read the other letter. Jeffrey says APS turning into a pundit show. Joe, are you just going to do politics now? I mean, it's literally the day after a freaking presidential election. I'm just saying, it's a powerful time. Probably the most important presidential election of our lifetimes. Also, side note to all of that, I literally just got the opportunity to vote for the first time in my life yesterday as a convicted felon, voting for a convicted felon. Can you see where I'm going? Like how this is so important to freaking After Prison show as well. I don't want to do this, okay? I don't want to have the back and forth, and I'm not going to say anything crazy. I get it, though. Not everybody's for the politics, all right? Let me turn on the AC real quick. My camera's overheating. I get it. You know, not everybody's into the politics, but no matter the situation, like, I don't even see how that could be possible today. I don't even see how you could live in this country and say that politics don't matter today, because they mattered everything yesterday. And no matter what side you're on, I don't discredit or, disrespect you for that. Everybody is entitled to their personal viewpoints in regards to politics. So if my politics don't line up with yours, I still respect you for yours. I'm going to leave it with that. I should get into politics, though. I might be good at it. All right. Anyways, there was another letter here. Salutes, APS Atlanta. This is also from Ernest as well. Hey, Joe and Tom. Hope all is well with you. Just a small token and fun gesture to let you know how far across the miles you've reached and are appreciated thanks to technology. Atlanta APS Army, shout out to you, Ernest. I'm sure these can be helpful. I wonder what this gift is. And again, his contact information right there. Man, I'm curious. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Oh my God. Now I remember. Yeah, you were emailing me about this, but I didn't have a P.O. box during the time. Yo, man, look at this, man. Hey. Man, if this ain't the coolest damn thing that I done seen. And you even wrapped this thing up real nice, too. Look at what this dude done made. This right here, folks, is a freaking phone holder. And that shit says APS and JPG right there on it. Man, that joint looked like one of those felt tip pen joints you might have on your desk. Look at that. Sorry. The lighting's a little off right here. APS Army. Hey, Ernest, man, I'm about to hit you up. And the joint is made out of, like, bricks on the inside. Like, there's not a creative thing that was missed here. Like, the design, look at that. It's like bricks on the front of it and, like a wood grain. And then, like, something on the back, too. Yo, that is freaking dope. Trying to see so y'all can see the JPG on the front. Hey, man, Ernest. And watch this. Watch this. There it is right there. Watch this. Man, I ain't never even had no shit like this. Hey, that is cool right there. And I'm guessing this one's for Tom. Hey, man, I'm about to link this dude's IG account. Y'all go drop this dude a follow. Look at that. There's Tom's right there. It's got Tom's initials on the front of it. Tom's initials are TF, which actually stands for the fuck. I'm not trying to crack any jokes right there, but it just came to me when I saw it. Come on, catch up. TF right there, Thomas Ferry. Yo, that's pretty dope, man. I'm going to make it a special mission to go find Tom wherever he's at and try to get this gift to him. It'll give us something to Adventure Time is what it will do. Yo, that's pretty dope, man. That's pretty dope. What is this? What is Ernest Instagram? Ernest Creative Concepts. Creative E-Concepts. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. It's, wait, what is Creative E-Concepts? I'm having a hard time reading that right there. He wrote it here, too. Ooh, God. Okay, let me see if I can pull him up on Instagram real quick. Y'all bear with me. Shout out to the 200,000 people watching us over on the Facebook side. Literally, there's 2 people over here. I'm one of them. Who's the other one? State your name, gangster. Yo, Christopher, maybe it's you. Shout out to you with that anniversary follower, too, man. I didn't know what that little badge was. It is you. Christopher, it is you. It's you and me. Over on the Twitch side, shout out to everybody over here, too, man. Silverside Bro says, was it 3D printed? I think it might have been. It's very sturdy. Yeah, it does feel like it could have been 3D printed. I mean, that thing is... I don't even know how he got the colors in there, if it was. Very sturdy. Feels like you could drop it and it wouldn't break. Shit feels like it's kind of made out of like Kevlar or something. All right, let me go find Ernest over on Instagram. And then I can link his Instagram. You better not make me have to log in. You better not have to make me log in. I've been logged. There we go. I was logged into everything. Oh, shit. I just ran across a post. Oh, never mind. That was from 15 hours ago. It said Harris Carey's, Virginia. Unreal. All right. ERAST. USEE 13. Found you. Ernest. Got you right here. Copy and paste. Hey, this is Ernest Instagram right here, y'all. Y'all go follow Ernest, man. Ernest is making some cool stuff, and maybe he can make you something. If you're looking for a cool little phone holder, hey, show this guy some love, man. Like, he's been waiting months to get these to me. I remember it's been a long time. I mean, obviously since back when Tom was a part of After Prison Show, I just didn't have a P.O. box. Man, Ernest can make you a little phone holder, man. That's pretty dope, man. Weeping Well says later, I guess. Shout out to you for stopping through. Appreciate you coming in here. Hope it was everything that you hoped it would be. I don't know how many people we got watching us. We got 275, man. That's what it is. Skylar, what's going on? Trump 2024. Yeah, man, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, that's Ernest Instagram. I'm going to post it over here on the Twitch side as well for y'all because y'all need it. There it is right there. I'm going to post it on the Facebook side. I can do a comment. Yo, Ernest is making some cool ass shit, man. See what else is going on with his Instagram. He makes like NASCAR stuff. Maybe he cooks. I just followed him, so he's probably going to know to go check out the video. What is this stuff that he's making? I have no idea. Maybe it's like graphic art or something. Interesting. Sarah says, when is the magnet fishing coming back? I've got the magnet fisher. I just ain't had a chance to take it out. It's sitting right up there. You must have missed that video when it got stuck to the microphone. Yeah, man. I thought I broke the damn microphone. Annette, what's going on? Proud to hear you got the opportunity to vote. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a civic duty that I have not been able to do since I've been an adult. Because when I turned 18 years old, it wasn't but a couple of months later, I was a felon, or at least on the run for felony charges. It might have been a little while before they actually caught me, but Joe weren't doing no voting, that's for sure. Folks, we're going to put a little goal up here. How you'll celebrate. Share how you'll celebrate. Get inspired with examples. I'll stream again on Friday. I'll play a rhythm game without any sound. What the hosting a community gaming night? Get 1 extra hour of live streaming when we reach the goal. I'll do a stream where we explore more indie games. Okay, I got it. I'll take my shirt off. I'll answer any questions. You now have the floor. You may have. I think that's a pretty good way to show how we'll celebrate. Folks, we just started a new goal for Super Chats over here. On the Twitch side, I wish we could have some goals as well. So anyways, I was playing a video game a little while ago. I did it on TikTok. And it's crazy because I've done freaking 3 live streams today. I've filmed 3 additional videos. I wanted to do this live stream a little bit earlier so I could hurry up and get to editing because I got a lot of editing I got to get done today. But I live streamed on TikTok this morning and tried. It was just a test live stream. I'm still trying to learn a couple of things over there. So I figured out some things. And then I tried to do the gameplay, and that didn't really work out the way that there was a couple of issues with that. So then I went to Twitch. I was live streaming over there. Did the gameplay over there for a little bit. That was working out. But this was the bigger thing that we needed to get to was this particular live stream. And I'm glad that we're able to do this. Fantasy or reality gambling problem podcast. Man, that's a long name right there. In a gambling problem podcast. I'd be interesting to hear what y'all are talking about over there. Yeah, man, appreciate the sentiment, whatever, how you say that. Weeping well. I think once you have served your debt to society, you get all your rights back. If they think you aren't ready to be a citizen again, they shouldn't let you out. That's actually a good point. But just because you've served your time incarcerated doesn't mean you've served your debt to society, because you still got probation and parole. And them jimmies right there, it's a lot different than the way it used to be when I was serving time and then coming out and getting on probation. And I'll share a little bit about what I mean by saying this. You know, you might serve 5 years in prison, but your original sentence was 20 years. They gave you 5 and suspended 15. So you come home, you got 15 years over your head. You're on probation. You know, you violate that probation. Back during my day, you could violate your probation for a freaking dirty urine. Nowadays, not so much. It's a lot harder to do that. I mean, for God's sakes, I know people who have caught multiple charges on probation who have been given umpteen chances. But again, back during my time, you could violate your probation for a dirty urine. If you've got 15 years over your head and you bring back that probation violation, which is a new felony conviction, if you're on felony probation, which you're going to be on if you went to prison. You ain't going to prison for no misdemeanor. You're on felony probation. You violate with a dirty urine. This is the way that it used to be. You could get freaking 5 years for that. I remember dudes getting their boots smoked for dirty urines, a technical violation. So again, to say that when you come home from prison, your debt to society has been paid, that's not necessarily always the case. Chris says, what's up with that truck tax? Man, up that truck tax and tell them I said it, man. I'm not paying them people shit. I'm trying to move out of this damn state and this area. I'm not paying that shit. I'm just not. I paid them that $1,000. I owe them $5,000, or I owed them $5,000. And I'm not paying them. Tell them get it from the rough. But I'm actually kidding when I say that. I have to pay it. I don't want to pay it, clearly. I live in the poorest city in my state that voted blue, and that won. And I have the highest personal property tax. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't want to pay it. I've been prolonging paying it. And when I do go pay it, because I'm going to have to pay, I got to put it on my credit card. Only way that I can do it. Put that shit on my high interest freaking credit card and just be done with it. And then from there, refinance my truck, which I can't do until I pay that property tax. Crazy. Visual variant, what's going on with you? Better walk that fine line on papers. You better. You used to really have to do that. Again, they've made so many changes and become so lenient on things, and maybe rightfully so. I think that you shouldn't be violated for dirty urines. You know, I think that we have come a long ways in terms of addiction help rather than incarceration. But it's a double-edged sword. It's a fine line with that, too. It used to be they'd smoke your boots if you had a dirty urine, but then we were locking everybody up for addiction problems. But now, we working with everybody, trying to offer X, Y, and Z treatment options, and, you know, people saying, oh, but there's no help available. It's out there. You got to want it and go find it. But now we live in a time where people know they ain't going to lock you up. You can play that card. Hey, man, I'm an addict. And I'm not trying to say one way or another one's right and one's wrong. I mean, obviously locking everybody up for addiction, I do feel like that's not the way. But it's a no-win situation. Soul Studio says, Joe for president 2028. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. You can put me in the cabinet somewhere. But that dude, J.D. Vance, he gonna be the one. You can't beat that dude in a debate. That dude, hey, he the best. You put him in a rap battle, he gonna bury you. That dude's he's a lyricist when it comes to the debate. You saw what Trump said yesterday? The best brain. Old J.D. Vance. Hey, Craig, shout out to you, man. Let me move on. Hey, Soul, I appreciate that dono too, man. Over here on the Twitch side, shout out to the 12. Over here on the Facebook side, I'm all alone. It's just you and me, Marcus. Just you and me. Shout out to Ernest too, man, with that gift. That shit was dope. Oh, I got one more thing I forgot. I got a letter. Hey, man, this come from Daniel right here. Up in New Jersey. This thing's also been postmarked. It says, as in past elections, the United States Postal Office is ready. If you choose to vote by mail, please mail early. Huh. Michael Blade, what's going on with you? Yeah, I think Vance going to get that joint, man. I feel optimistic about the current state of the country. Real quick, I am curious, and I haven't paid attention. Has Kamala addressed anything yet? I know that she was supposed to talk today. Has she gone on to say anything? Daniel, would you send me right here? We're about to get up into this, though. Billy says, I'm a white boy, but my neck is red. I put Miracle Whip on my Wonder Bread. Weeping Well says, I'd say it's an embarrassing day to be a communist clown. It was a very interesting campaign and political situation, an election, to say the least. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to read this whole thing. You sent me, I'm definitely not reading this whole thing, but Daniel, I appreciate this. I'll probably check this out at some later time. It says, about this gift you just received. It's a lot of Bible verses, but, you know, we definitely don't do that on these live streams because not everybody got the time to be listening to that, though they probably should. There's no personal letter in here. Okay, I'm just going to read the first paragraph. It says, about this gift you just received, though we do not know you, and though we may have never met, we hope that you are very blessed by this gift, that your physical needs would be met. Is that a bar right there? Did you just spit that to me? However, the Lord God, the creator of all mankind, has told us that we should not only seek to be clothed and fed, but we should learn his teachings. I appreciate that, Daniel. I'm going to put that joint on my tool belt. You never know when you're going to need that. Daniel getting no love. Daniel didn't say nothing personally. He sent me a bunch of... I can't do that. I mean, I can barely do politics, you know, because not everybody wants to hear that. But anytime I do anything religious over here, man, shoo, I'll be summoning the demon Hellcats. MK Hogan says Kamala left her supporters high and dry. That was terrible. I definitely feel you on that. For her to not address people last night really goes to showcase what she was bringing to the table, which was nothing. And what was she going to say? Could be the argument. Wear it on the chin. Hey, look, we gave it our all. We put Cardi B up here with the WAP. Had Oprah and the likes of many others, Obama was going hard in the paint. Andy, shout out to you, man. Appreciate the dono right there. Joe, when is Peaches dropping that 2025 bikini calendar? Man. Silverside says, where's your Big Bird costume on the stream? Yeah, I still got it. I'll wear that at some point. Today's not the day. I can't be dressed up like Big Bird. It's way too important of a day. I'm trying to keep this thing, you know, for the most part, pretty on track here. Though I do want to sing, I ain't going to lie to you. John says, take your boxers off. Joe, every live stream you tell me that. And you might be trying to tell me something with that. Ginger says, Erie, Pennsylvania won it for him, baby. Hey, man, I was surprised. I was surprised to see that he won Pennsylvania. Glad to see that he did. Glad to see that he won Georgia and Wisconsin and damn near everything. I know that's right, man. This on the YouTube side, it keeps cutting out, which has never happened before. I don't know if you saw those people who were sharing those screen recordings yesterday talking about where do I go vote for Kamala, and that shit was pulling up before you could even type it out. But yet when you put in where can I go vote for Trump, things were a little different. And I can't say anything more about that because I'm talking about some people that I work for at this point who owns this. Ginger, shout out to you in Erie, Pennsylvania. Crystal says you got 16 inches of snow here already, snowboarding tomorrow. I've never been snowboarding, but I go skiing. I'm not talking about cocaine either. I'm not talking about, I'm not going to do it. I've gone skiing like 3 times in my life. And recently, I went last year. I'll be going again this year. I love snow skiing. It's a beautiful thing. There's nothing like being on the mountain. It's so quiet up there. But I've been to some cool places. I went to last year. We went to, or maybe it was earlier this year. It was earlier this year. We went to Snowshoe in West Virginia. Not Snowshoe. Was it Snowshoe? Whichever one is in. It was Snowshoe in West Virginia. Yeah, because we got Wintergreen here. Snowshoes, West Virginia. Hot Springs is in Virginia. Yeah, we went to Snowshoe. That was pretty dope. Love it. Mike says, do big birds fly at night? You know, I hate to say this. There was a big controversy about me feeling like some people who didn't like me were putting things on my car that looked like bird doo-doo. And haven't had it happen in a long time. It's been about a week or 2 or 3, maybe 2 weeks at least. But anyways, my wife was sitting in her car yesterday or the day before yesterday, and she called me. She was getting ready to go to work. She called me. I was out here working on videos. And she said, hey, that stuff just showed up on my car too. So I ran out there. I'm looking in the sky for a drone or somebody with a paintball gun. And I look on the windshield of her car, and there's some droppings, just like what was on my truck. Not very much, but clearly the same stuff. And she didn't see what did it. But obviously, it must have been a bird. And folks, I come to you with my hat in hand saying that I screwed up. I thought that it was trolls who were playing some kind of a sick prank on me. I don't believe that anymore. I believe that it was, in fact, birds. But here's the crazy thing. I ran out there immediately after it happened to my wife's vehicle. It happened to my truck. It happened to 2 of my neighbors' cars. And I mean, 2 of my neighbors' cars got absolutely ambushed. I run out there. I see it on my wife's windshield. I'm looking in the sky. There ain't a freaking bird in the sky. So now I do believe that it's invisible birds. We can't see these particular birds, or maybe they're birds that fly above the clouds, above the stratosphere. Maybe these are like some Elon Musk type of bird. I don't know what it is. Crystal says they still cut your camera wire. That's a good point to mention too. Holy moly. I didn't even share that with everybody. So there's probably people in here talking about what? You know, my cameras were not capturing whatever was taking place. No shit. It was coming from the sky. But I've got a camera in my backyard, and it's very complicated to get into my backyard. I got booby traps and doomsday prepper stuff. I'm a very paranoid person. In my backyard, there's a camera. That wire was cut to my camera, and I've got the footage of the camera going dead one day. It happened back in October. Clean cut through the wire. Now, the crazy thing about that is that happened at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. At 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I was leaving out of the shed. It was lunchtime. I was going somewhere. So that told me that somebody had to sneak into my backyard through all these booby traps to cut this wire to my camera. Folks, I come to you with my hat in hand again. And I mean, you ain't even going to believe this. Should I go get it and show it to y'all? Long story short, I now believe that it wasn't an assailant per se. It was a freaking squirrel. A squirrel chewed through the wire of my camera. Now, this particular wire was cut clean. But here's the deal. It's happened again. And now it's happened in such a way that where you can actually see like the wires have been just like dug through for whatever reason. I was flipping house number 3, and the upstairs bathroom, I had to gut it quite a bit of the drywall. There was a lot of black mold in there. So I was gutting the ceiling, and you know, anytime that you're doing a house renovation, you run into a can of worms. So I take the ceiling down, and there's electrical wires that are running across the ceiling. And those wires were freaking gnawed apart. I didn't understand what it was, but I knew that it was a rodent that did this. And then when I took the drywall down that had the black mold spots on it, there were claw marks and rat shit in the attic. And I was like, why the hell would the rats be eating through the live wires? And why is there not a dead rat up here? And why is this house still standing and it didn't burn down? Because we're down to the metal in these wires. This 12 and 14 and 10 gauge wire. I think it was like 12 gauge wire. Whatever the 14, whatever it is. But I had to look it up. And in the wintertime, rats chew wires because they're warm, or maybe they're buzzing, or something about the wires draws the animals to them to want to stop whatever they're doing. I've got a squirrel infestation. I've got peanut times 30 in my backyard right now, and I watched these squirrels run right up the tree, right past the camera, so I know that it was squirrels that did this. I'm embarrassed with myself that I thought that it was a troll that did this, and turns out it was animals on the cars and animals, 2 different types of animals. You got birds and squirrels. They might be conspiring against me. Ginger, appreciate that donation right there. That really means a lot. Thank you very much. Fun and Game says a Reddit furry cat burglar. Again, I come to you with my hat in hand. Like, I'm sorry. I did think that it was people who didn't like me. I was wrong. And I'll admit when I'm wrong. And I was deep on this idea. I thought they had signal jammers. I thought that they had drones with drop contraptions. I mean, shit. right before all this started happening, that was the other thing that really screwed me up, is because right before all of this started happening, I'm out there with my drone and I've got the freaking gizmo right here. This, folks, straps to the top of the drone. You turn this money on right like this. It's on. You see it like that. And then, you just hit the button. And you see the little servo. And what that is that's a drop contraption that goes on the bottom of a drone. Now, this didn't work on my drone, and we tried this. My idea was to take money and hook it up to the bottom of the drone and go drop this on people who were homeless. Like, here comes a gift from the sky. I thought that it would make good content. You know, drone comes down, it's dangling a $5 bill, which is all I could afford to do with this, and it just drops a $5 bill and capture their reaction. It didn't work, but it was right when I was thinking about that idea that the stuff started happening to my cars. So I thought that somebody was reverse psychologying me. I got all sorts of gizmos. Shout out to the 40,000 people watching on Facebook right now. It's because of you that we're making a difference. So I appreciate that. We're really booming right now. Over here on the Twitch side, whew, gosh almighty, 600 people on Twitch. I didn't know that my opinion mattered that much. Really appreciate that. Playing Indies, what's going on? Me with barely a camera on my phone. Joe with cameras everywhere. We live in a day and age where you better have cameras everywhere. At the very least, you better have you some cameras everywhere. Whew. I just realized that I haven't even eaten lunch today. Haven't eaten anything. Ginger Bin Laden. I didn't even realize that was your username. I just kept saying Ginger. Then I read the rest of it, and I'm like, oh, my God. That's an interesting name. Crystal says, whatever happened with the homeless twins? That's a really good question. So there was these twins in my local area who I wanted to interview and showcase the story of. I met one of them in person. I've been driving by them for years. And I got an opportunity to talk with dude, and he seemed interested in wanting to share his story, but then didn't. To be honest with you, it's probably going to be a run-of-the-mill story like so many others. I'm sure that it was drugs that led to the homelessness. I even asked him, what his drug situation was like. He mentioned a little bit of it, but I've met enough people that, you can just get a good idea of what it probably is. The interesting dynamic to his particular case was the fact that he was a twin. But again, they don't seem interested. And I'm not going to push it. I offered to do that, and it was crazy because he seemed interested, and then, I don't want to say it was crazy. Seemed interested, and then he wasn't interested. But I've driven past him a few times since. And I know he's seen me go by, and he ain't hit me up. All right. Anywho. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for taking the time to rock with me. I was going to do this for probably an extended period of time, but I'm not. I've got to make a phone call. I got a video I got to edit, and I got to get some lunch, man. I wanted to jump on here and just say, hey, awesome that I got to partake in something that means so much to the future of this country. And I feel like I did something important, and I'm happy to have done that. T-Buck, shout out to you for the subscribe over here on Twitch. I appreciate that, man. I've been doing a lot of things over here on Twitch and all of these platforms, and it means a lot to have all the people rock with me on all these different places who do. Mean on the internet, sorry about that, man. I got to get up out of here. I got some other stuff to do. Folks, thank you guys so much for taking the time. Matt's asking when the next gameplay is. Hopefully very soon. And matter of fact, I'm getting ready to have a phone call about the game right this second. So let me jump off here. Thank you guys for taking the time. I'll look forward to sharing more with you guys real soon. I'll have a video for y'all later on today as well. Have a great one.